guys, welcome to the latest installment of Zul'jin Plays. Today we're taking on an old school NES title that goes by the name of Bandit Kings of Ancient China. It's a turn-based strategy game that's full of recruitment, warfare, country management, and most important, epic music, as you can tell from here. This is 8-bit from the original Nintendo Entertainment System. This title was released a long time ago and still one of my favorites from my childhood, guys. I am going to go into a little bit of storyline and show y'all about the characters and how everything is made up. We're going to begin a new game and we're going to start at 1101 AD. Leopard-headed kills the agents of Gao Kui and is exiled to the frontier. Now, some of this storyline will be evident as the game progresses. I'm going to start off at this scenario because it's the earliest, and it's also one of the hardest. We're going to go with one player, and I'm going to go over a little bit about the characters. Tattooed Priest is definitely the strongest hero of them all. He's able to get the highest attack damage. Nine Dragons is probably the most agile. Hairy Priest is probably a mix of those two, but has very, very low charisma. Leopard-headed is very charismatic, but doesn't have all of the stats that the others have. And my favorite, who I will be playing, is Blueface Beast. Blueface Beast is, to me, has the best map placement, the best overall stats, and is the most fun to play due to the heroes that you come into contact with early on, and your map placement makes it more interesting. So we're going to go ahead and start with Blueface Beast, and the way this works, guys, is we're going to roll stats. Integrity, Mercy, and Courage you can't really change. Body Strength, Dexterity, and Wisdom are what you're going to want to roll, and by pressing the A button you can roll through the stats. We have some various maximums, but we're going to go for a much more rounded I guess you could say more powerful hero. So after a few stat rolls, we'll come right back. And here we are, you guys. This is one of the best sets of stats you can get after rolling for a good few minutes. I've come to realize that this is going to be the best that I want to roll for. So everything is alright. We're going to go ahead and select game level, and we'll go easy because game levels above that just make everything a lot more taxing, and I don't think the viewer experience is going to be any better. So we're just going to go with that, and everything is alright. Okay, and here we go, guys. 1101 January. Is there no one to challenge this villain? It seems that the rise of evil Gao Kui has Emperor Huizong worried. So, as you can tell from the map, there's a rotation of all countries. That number represents what turn it is, up to 49, and each country has one turn per month. Right now, as the other heroes are, we're placed in exile. We're actually in exile on country 4, which I can view like here. And country 4 is unoccupied. Everything that has a flag, which you'll see in the little square annotations. I can't really point with my mouse, but the symbols that are on like 24, 19, 25, 10, 7, all of those are different symbols. And just for a little layout, 25 and 10 are occupied by neutral parties or not Gao Kui. Every green country you see is evil Gao Kui, except for number 7, which is a guy named Raw Iron Priest. We'll meet him in a few minutes. Right now, what we need to do is get ourselves in a better position and settle. As you can see this command here. Flee lets us move to another countries. Recruit lets us recruit heroes, which can hold soldiers. Settle is where you're gonna make your country. I think they call it prefecture, but I'm going to call it country because that's entirely too many syllables. Rest means that you can get your body back, which our stat is 100 right now, and everything that you do in this game involves taking body off. View is going to be to check out other stats, and other is going to be for like save functions and things like that. We're using an emulator today, so I'm going to be rolling with the save and load states. We're not going to be abusing them naturally, but we'll be using them for ease. So what I'm going to start is fleeing. It's best if I go. And we're going to flee to country 6, which will be our home if we can take it. Is everything all right? Yes. And our turn is over. That's basically one action per turn is what you can do. Some things don't take actions, but for the most part, everything that you're going to do is going to take an action. And our next turn, we're going to settle. So here we go. We're going to settle in Juan. And boom. Perfect. And there's our flag, the green and white stripe. And the new music, when the new season rolls around, there's 4 sets of music when the seasons change. And speaking of season changes, different things can happen in different seasons to your country. What we're looking for mainly is taxes every January. And taxes are controlled by a few different things that you can manipulate. In the statistics, the bar that you see underneath my face will start from the top left, okay? That's gold. Then below that is food. Below that is metal. Below that is fur. Next is your rate or your trade rate, kind of like the economy. Next column to the right at the top, we see heroes. Next is soldiers. Next is arms or armor and weapons. Next column is skill. After that's going to be people in town or recruitable heroes that you don't yet have. At the top right, that's the number of castles. Each castle can have up to 5 heroes in it, which can hold up to 100 soldiers per hero. So naturally, our troop maximum is going to be 1,000 in this country. Next, you have people's loyalty right below that, which is 0. It always starts off at 0 when you take over a country. Next is going to be your flood. Then it's going to be your farming. Then it's going to be your wealth. These 2 statistics, your farm and your wealth, are going to determine how much taxes you get at January. If your people's loyalty, which is at 0 right now, is above 60 or is above 40 or more. If the stat is between 40 and 60, people can rebel, which will drop your stat lower than 60, will drop your stat lower than 40 and prevent you from getting taxes. And naturally at 100, I think you get a little statistic bonus. These are various commands that I'll work through as we're going, but the first things we're going to want to do is start getting that wealth up to where we can collect more gold and start buying things. Naturally, when you do things for the town, like add wealth, which is the build command that I just selected, your people's loyalty is going to increase as we go. So when the rotation comes back to me next time, I'll show you what I mean. You can also raise your people's loyalty by giving them food or various other things like furs from hunting. The other guys, some of them are still in exile. It looks like number 17 was just occupied. That was settled by, I believe it was Tattooed Priest. So as you can see, our people's loyalty has turned to 6, and we have 19 wealth now. So we're going to continue servicing like this for a little while. And that is going to get our people's loyalty up while passively increasing the amount of taxes that we can get, which is a good thing. I seem to do really, really well on the first go-round of all of these turns when I do wealth only. You can do a little bit of farm, but at first you won't really need food because the only thing that consumes food is troops, and we have no business having troops right now due to the amount of gold that we have, which is hardly anything. At the very beginning, you really don't get attacked either. If you were neighboring to one of Evil Gale Kui's countries, they can tax you. Evil Gale Kui can actually tax you whether you're not close to him, but number 7 and number 10, which are occupied by, number 7 I believe is Ra'arn Priest, and number 10 is Robe Scholar. Those guys are pretty neutral. Country number 7 really doesn't get real powerful. They do get pretty sturdy, but don't get real powerful, especially not in the beginning. And Robe Scholar has so many darn heroes that it's hard for him to keep him happy. So while he has the potential to become a very big threat, systematic building like we're doing now in country management is going to definitely get us an advantage over both of those countries. So we'll be a force to be reckoned with pretty quick. Sitting on July right now. Let's go ahead, and we have 34 wealth right now, which is looking real good. See, we have 26 food, and we don't have any heroes, so we can always give that food to the people right at the end if we're having any problems. We're going to go ahead and build again. That'll probably be the entire first year almost. Now, as you can see, my body is slowly draining. It takes body points to do actions, and every turn it's making me a little bit more tired, so eventually we might have to rest too. 11:01 of August. Let's see where we're at. We're at 39 wealth, which is good. These are maximum of 99, by the way. I'm sorry, 100. And let's see, where are we at on body? 45. 35, I believe, is the last turn we can do it, so we'll have one more turn. If you have heroes underneath you, they can actually do actions for you too, and different hero statistics are going to be better at doing certain things. I believe the requirement for doing land maintenance, like I'm doing right now, increasing your wealth and your form, is strength, which I'll take a minute to show you that now. If you go to view home hero and we view Blueface Beast, these are my statistics. Now, as you can see, on the left side is my body, which is at the top right under my age, then my strength, then my dexterity, then my wisdom. On the right of those individual statistics are your maximums for body. Underneath that is your experience for strength, which you gain every time you do something strength related. And once you get to 100 in that experience level, you'll actually raise 1 point in the stat itself. At the very top right, you see popularity, which is the heart icon. And popularity is what allows you to actually recruit higher level heroes, and you need a minimum of 255 to actually attack Evil Geokui. So we're gonna do one more service, which we're at 24 right now for People's Loyalty. Seems pretty good. The next level is gonna bring us to 25 body, which we won't be able to do anything at, so we'll have to rest, I'm afraid. Certain things that you can't do in certain seasons as well, like you can't hunt in the winter, which is December, January, and February. So there'll be a few things that we may need to tweak towards the end. We naturally want to take advantage of every single turn that we can in order to get the best advantage on people. Let's see, October, fall, I think we're gonna have to rest. Yep, let's go ahead and rest. That's gonna bring our body stat up by, I want to say 25 points. Maybe it's 15, I forget, it's been a long time ago. November's here. Let's see where we're at for November. Rotation's up, and I'm the last turn of the country. That's something that you need to pay attention to as well. Also, you see my people in the country that I can recruit is up to 10. Likely there's a lot of people in the country that I can recruit to help me out, but what you want to avoid doing is recruiting those heroes too early, because they all come aboard with very low loyalty, and the only way to gain loyalty is either by feasting, which is very ineffective unless you have a bunch of heroes, or by giving them gold, and we have 0 gold at the current moment. So what I want to do is service one more time. Actually, 28. I need total 40 points, which is 12 away. I think I'm gonna need a hunt, because I can't hunt in December, and I have to be able to give food on the next rip. And 26 food I don't think is gonna do it for 12 points. So let's go ahead and hunt food. I'm gonna select Blueface Beast. Yeah, so it was 15 body points that it gave. So I've gotten 215 food from hunting. And here we are in winter again. A riot seems to have broken out in Prefecture 7. So that's what happens when your people's loyalty is between 40 and 60. They can riot. And his score is probably red now, which I can't show you because that actually takes a turn. But when that score is red, you don't get taxes if the year flips. So, being that we have 241 food that we don't need to feed anyone, and we have 28 people's loyalty that we need to increase for taxes so that we can take advantage of that 50 wealth that we just built up, we are going to give every single pork chop to the citizens. 241, and hopefully that brings us over 4. Support is 54. That did it. They can't riot. The year is going to flip, and we should be able to get taxes. It seems that the rise of evil Gale Kui has Emperor Huizong worried once again. 1102 of January. The rotation comes up. Let's see where the taxes fall. Loyalty is 52. Gold is 912, and that measly 12 on farming gave us 431 food. Plenty enough to support the first round of troops that we'll get. Next time we come back, guys, I'm going to take you into town, check out a few of the people that we may be able to recruit, and try to get some soldiers. So until then, thanks for watching. If you like the video, please rate and comment, and if you're new to the series, please subscribe. I do a lot of stuff on Minecraft and Diablo 3, as well as some old school titles like this. So thank y'all for watching. This is Zul'jin signing off, and have a good one.